We're sharing cars, we're sharing houses, some are even sharing their driveways for parking. Why not share our boats, if you're lucky enough to have one, of course? An Australian website called FLOTE.com.au wants to do that, to connect boat owners with people who don't own boats, but who might like a day out on the water. It's dubbed Uber for Boats. But like its namesake, it's facing some stiff resistance from the regulators. John Kavanagh is a maritime lawyer and a former director of Maritime Safety Queensland. He's also the co-founder of the FLOTE website. John Kavanagh, welcome to RM Breakfast.
Good morning, Fran. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
What gave you the idea for FLOTE.com? Why do you think there is a demand for this kind of sharing of boats?
Oh, the demand is undeniable. I think, as you said in your introduction, the share economy is coming into all aspects of our life. And it's certainly not a new idea. I can take no credit for it. The American and European markets have had boat sharing for some time. It's a proven concept.
It's a little different, isn't it, than sharing cars or sharing houses, because those, Airbnb or GoGet or Uber, we need to get places and we need to stay places. I guess we don't need to go on a boat out on the water for a day.
Well, indeed, it is a recreational activity, and there's no doubt about that. So it's a luxury for many people. And I think that's the attraction of Float, is it enables people who can't afford a boat of their own to be able to go boating at an affordable cost.
So your website hasn't gone live yet. How will it work when it does? How will you connect boat owners with people who want to go out on a boat for the day?
Sure, very simply, it's a marketplace like many others. So we will connect the people who own boats. They'll list their boats for use by people who don't have a boat, obviously, the people we call voyagers. And we'll put those two people together. And now the option will be that the boat owner can go out and be the skipper, if you like, and take people around to their favourite fishing spots or their favourite locations. But we expect to see also, when the website matures, that people may be able to bareboat, use a vessel, that is, to take it out on their own.
How many potential boat owners and users might there be?
Oh, hundreds of thousands, Fran. It's really a huge untapped market. So in Queensland alone, there's 250,000 recreational registered vessels. And I expect to see across the country really large take-up. We have had enormous interest so far.
The seas are heavily regulated, probably as heavily regulated, if not more than the roads. Recreational boating is the responsibility of the states. The national regulator is the Australian Maritime Safety Authority. It's responsible for commercial vessels. Which category does FLOTE.com fit in?
You've hit the nail on the head, Fran. And that's actually the frustration we're experiencing at the moment, because obviously we're speaking with both the national regulator, as the Australian Maritime Safety Authority in Canberra, and because we're Queensland-based initially, we're also talking with the local Queensland people at Maritime Safety Queensland. And to say that we're getting a little bit of a runaround would be an understatement. So as far as the state is concerned, it's a commercial activity, and they've sent it to Canberra, and Canberra have been rather silent on it at the moment. So it's frustrating for us because, of course, the share economy is not going to go away. But there seems to be a little bit of just wishing to be like King Canute, perhaps, and try and hold back the tide by force of will, rather than engaging with us and coming up with a sensible and practical policy on how to manage share boating in Australia.
How would you stop commercial boat owners, though, using Float as another means of finding customers? So therefore it would be commercial.
Well, it's very simple. Firstly, we would have a category for commercial people to use Float, so there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And secondly, of course, what we're about is bona fide recreational users offsetting some of their costs of boat ownership, which is considerable, and run 365 days a year. As you know, recreational boats are only used on average 16 days a year, so there's a huge amount of time where they're just sitting there being a cost. So we're only interested in allowing recreational boat owners to offset their costs, not to be in business, not to make a profit. And very simply, we'll just put a cap on use to make sure that we don't want anybody masquerading as a recreational boat owner, but actually operating commercial business. Those people will be high risk and high exposure. We don't want them on our website. I
can hear people listening to this going, okay, how much is that going to cost me? What's it going to cost for me to get a boat and a skipper for a day? Have you done the cost structure?
We haven't, because we're going to leave that to be for the market. So that's up to the boat owners to say exactly how much they want, because they know their cost structure, they know what their time is worth and what their boat is worth. So that's something we don't know. There are already some boats up there on the website with some costs indicative for day use. So just welcome people to go and have a look.
Okay, and just briefly, we've only got a minute or so before the news. Boating can be fun, it can be dangerous too, especially for the inexperienced. How do you deal with that and the inevitable insurance question?
Look, exactly. That's twofold. So, look, I'm a former regulator. Safety is absolutely uppermost in my mind. I don't want to have any accidents at all if we can help it. So I've adapted existing regulatory systems and put them into our safety system on FLOTE. And both the state and the Commonwealth regulator have had nothing but praise for the safety systems we've put in there. So no issue from that point of view. Insurance, we're in discussions with the leading insurance provider, and we hope to have an announcement about that very soon.
All right, John Kavanagh, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Fran.
John Kavanagh, he's co-founder of FLOTE.com.au. It's been dubbed Uber for boats. Is it a goer? Will it float? FLOTE.com.